go ahead and stand it on up.
It doesn't really matter where you are on your mat. I'm going to be kind of in the middle back just so you guys can see me this way.
Alrighty, so let's start by finding our
center, finding our breath, settling into things, focusing on your breath, your movement, yourself for these next 25 minutes or so, especially when all the craziness is going on in the world. So a little bit of peace for yourself, that sort of thing. So shoulders down and back, palms are going to be facing away from our body. And we're just kind of settling in, maybe do a little body scan here initially to kind of see where you're holding tension this morning. Maybe it's in your shoulders and your traps. That's always the case for myself, so I have to constantly remind myself, shoulders down and back. Maybe it's in your face, your brows all scrunched up. It's in your hips and your glutes, your abs, legs. And just kind of, as we get into things, like we normally do, working into our breath. So just trying to elongate things here. So elongating our inhale through our nose, elongating our exhale through our nose. I had a yoga teacher once, shouts out to Daniela, say, focus on receiving the breath rather than taking the breath. Interesting juxtaposition. Alright, let's do a little bit of breathing together before we get into our stretches. So we're just going to go straight up, inhale, exhale, both through the nose. And we're going to gradually try to elongate the inhale and the exhale. We'll start at 2 seconds on each, and then we'll gradually get a little bit longer, so it'll be quick at first. So 2 second inhale, 2 second exhale, inhale, exhale, 3 second inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale. 4 seconds on each. Inhale. Exhale. 4. 5 seconds on each. Inhale. Exhale. 6 seconds on both. Inhale. Exhale. And just finding the natural rhythm of your breath right here. Not trying to control anything. And as we're making our way through, as a reminder, we want to just find a nice slow and steady cadence of breathing, that equal inhale, equal exhale, settling into each posture. We're going to start off with a little neck stretch. So go reach your chin towards your right armpit. And then you'll use your right hand gently on the back of your neck to pull your chin closer to your armpit. If it feels okay, you can put your left arm behind the small of your back for a little bit more on this stretch. But especially as we're beginning, finding our breath, settling in, being gentle. Go ahead and switch. Left or chin to left armpit here, and your left hand can be used to pull a little bit more stretch out. Right hand, if it feels good, behind the small of your back. Go ahead and release. And then we'll go ahead and go right arm across the body. No cross body stretch. Shoulders are still down and back. Using this left hand to pull a little bit more stretch. Trying to feel kind of in the right shoulder area. Go ahead and release and switch. Left arm across the body, cross body stretch. Using this right hand, once again, using some strength to kind of pull a little bit more stretch. Go ahead and release. Let's root down actively right here. So I'm kind of like a mountain pose. Shoulders down and back, palms face away, big toe, pinky toe, heel rooted on the ground. And then try to spread the floor out, or maybe kind of like grabbing the ground and then sort of twisting. That'll activate your glutes and your legs, so kneecap to rise. Both hands are going up overhead. Look for a steeple grip, so a little pistol grip right here. Then we'll go up and overhead. Biceps are really tight to the ears, so you're really reaching and looking for length right here. You're trying to get your pointer fingers as close to the ceiling as you can. Cody, maybe you can reach it. Go ahead and half moon pose. Exhale, we're gonna send everything over to the right side. So crunching through this right side, expanding and opening our left side chest towards the ceiling. And then breathe. Rooted down actively, so maintaining our mountain pose. Go ahead and reset at the top. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing, but over to the left side. So crunch down, nice broad chest to the right side. Exhale, go ahead and reset. And then we'll go ahead and hands will come down, we'll find our mountain pose. Root down through your right foot. So we're gonna balance on this right foot and grab your left foot with your left hand. Knees are together, standing quad stretch. Squeeze your booty a little bit, and you should feel this a little bit more in your left hip flexor. Don't slingshot, but slowly release that left foot to the ground. Balance through your left foot, root down through it, big toe, pinky toe, heel, and then we'll switch sides. We'll grab our right foot, right hand, heel the booty. Knees are close. Soft bend in your left knee will help you stay a little bit more balanced. And you're squeezing your booty just a little bit. Try that slow cadence of breath. Don't slingshot, slowly release. Foot will return to the ground. Turn to sideways on your mat. Spread out your feet wide. Toes are forward right here. And then we'll go ahead and just forward fold. Ooh, my hands are sore. And we're letting our head hang heavy here. Plant your left hand to the ground. Your right hand's gonna open up towards the ceiling, still staying strong through our legs right here. We don't want to collapse into one side while we rotate. Switch it up, right hand to the ground. Left arm's gonna rotate towards the ceiling. Right leg staying long. Exhale, come back down, fold. Walk your hands over to your right ankle, grab it with both hands. Switch it up, walk your hands on over to your left ankle, grab that with both hands if that's available. Walk your hands back to the center, hands at your hips, flatten your back, so around your shoulders, standing nice and tall. We're gonna do a small little chest open here, so hands are interlaced behind. And try to keep your palms close to one another. A lot of the times we're just trying to keep our fingers close and our palms will kind of drift away, just a shoulder mobility thing. So it's just a process over time, fighting to keep those palms close. Arms are going up and overhead, and then fold over, wide forward fold. Finding our breath. Let's go ahead and exhale, slowly stand up. Don't slingshot, we'll release our clasp. Walk your feet back into the center, then walk towards the front of your mat. Send your right leg back, drop your left knee down to the ground. And then we'll go ahead and hit a runner's lunge. So untuck your back toes, and then we'll frame your front foot, your left foot. So one hand to the left, one hand to the right, then lean into it. The more distance between your front foot and your back knee, the more you're gonna feel the stretch in your hip flexors, so kind of adjust as needed. What up, Juice? Alrighty, my least favorite stretch. Let's go ahead and dig this. Your left heel into the ground, shift your hips backwards, toes up, half splits, fold over. Hands are on the ground right here. That way you can kind of adjust or moderate the intensity of the stretch. It can be a lot. Like I said, my least favorite stretch. That's why we do it. Well, it's not, I mean, it's a good stretch. Not for selfish reasons. Let's go ahead and come back up to our runner's lunge. We're gonna do a little bit of dynamic movement here. We've done it a couple of times. So we're gonna exhale and shift our hips back to a half splits, and on our inhale we'll come and we'll hit our runner's lunge, nice proud chest right here. So inhale through the nose. Exhale. Shift your hips back, half split. Inhale, walk forward, nice broad chest, runner's lunge. Exhale, dig that left heel in, sink your hips back, remember toes are up. Inhale, walk forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, sink your hips back, half splits, and then pause. Round of breath here. Our next inhale, come forward. Plant both hands. Send that left foot back. Come to a plank position. Shift your hips up. Downward facing dog. Fingers are spread out wide. Separate your shoulders from your ears. Really push down into your palms and then pedal out. So bend one knee at a time. Go ahead and slowly lower your knees to the ground, then we'll lower down to the ground. Take your version of chaturanga. So if you want to take an up dog rather than a cobra, feel free. We'll take the cobra though, or I'll demo that. So hips are on the ground, booty is relaxed. Shoulders down and back, so broad collarbone. Tuck your toes, shift your hips up high, down dog, then step your right foot forward. Drop your left knee down to the ground and tuck your back toes. Let's hit the same thing we just did. So we'll hit our runner's lunge first. So one hand to the left, one hand to the right, lean into it. And then pause, find your breath. A lot of us have been doing a lot more sitting than perhaps we have ever. That's the case for myself, or it feels like it. So our hips are extra tight. That's why we do all this hip stuff on these morning mobilities. Inhale. Exhale, dig your right heel to the ground, toes up, shift your hips back, half splits, and then just pause. Couple rounds of breath. One side might be a little bit tighter than the other, something to note. Come back to our runner's lunge, so come forward. We'll do another same sort of thing. We'll inhale, we'll come forward. We'll exhale, we'll shift our hips back to half split. So take that deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Shift your hips back, half splits, toes are up. Soft bend in this right knee. I don't want you guys to hyperextend. I know we got some flexible individuals. Sorry, inhale, come forward. Exhale, shift your hips back, half split. Inhale, come forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, shift it back, half split. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, let's shift your hips back, half splits, and then just pause a second here. On your next inhale, come forward. Plant both hands, send your feet back. Come to our plank position, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3.5, or 2.5, 2, and 1. Shift your hips up, down dog. Pedal it on out, bend one knee at a time. Slowly drop your knees to the ground, and let's go ahead and come to all fours. Knees are wide, toes together, sink your hips backwards. And let's come to a child's pose. Forehead to mat. Crawl your fingers as tall as you can, so really reaching forward, sink your hips back at the same time. Crawl both fingers over to the left side of your mat, so like 9 or like 10 p.m. on a clock. But you're still rooting down through your hips, so feeling this nice little opening to the right side body, right shoulder, blade-ish area. Crawl your hands on over to the right side of your mat, so like to the 3 o'clock. Still rooting down through your hips, once again. Feeling this nice curvature through your shoulder. Walk your hands up back to the center, then let's go ahead and come forward. All fours, hands and knees. Wrist going to be underneath your shoulders. Knees going to be underneath your hips. Let's hit a little juice it up right here. So a little late in the game, but we're hitting our juice it up. So just some hip rotations, hip circles. Take it whichever way your legs know. Free form movement here. So whatever way it's calling to you, big circles, little circles. figure eights, whatever kind of shapes you want, you like to draw, squares. Make sure to switch up the direction of your rotation and make it new, fresh, interesting every time we do this. Try to not get caught in those same sort of patterns. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back to all fours. Now we're gonna hit our, they're called groin rockers. It's kind of a weird name, but it's essentially what it is. So we're gonna send our right leg out long. I want you guys to keep try to keep your toes in contact with your foot in contact with the ground and facing forward. So big toe, pinky toe, heel, trying to keep it in contact. The further your foot is away from your body, the more you're gonna feel the stretch on the inside of your thigh. And then we're just gonna slowly rock forward and backwards right here. So kind of like a G sit up. We're not getting ass monkey with it. Just forward and back. And maybe trying to slowly inch your foot away from your body as your nervous system gradually allows more range of motion here as you get more comfortable. 3, 2, 1. Bring your right foot back in. Left foot, send it out. Big toe, pinky toe, heel in contact with the ground. And then let's rock it back and forth. So same thing, just other side. Slowly trying to inch your foot away from your body, kind of open up adductors. 3, 2, 1. Return to all fours. Send your knees back a little bit, but you're gonna come forward, slowly lower down, hands are kind of like underneath your armpits. We're gonna do a little scorpion chest opener thingy. That's the official name of the pose. Let's go out long with your left arm. So make it into a T, but it should definitely not be higher than your shoulder. Because we're gonna do a little chest opener. Right hand's gonna be same exact spot underneath your armpit. You're gonna press your body up and over, sending your right foot over for a little scorpion action here. We're really trying to feel a lot of the stretch in our chest here as well. So use this right hand to kind of moderate the intensity. And if it feels okay in your low back, right foot on the ground is all good, but maybe you just hover. Finding that nice, even cadence of breath. Go ahead and reset. We're gonna hit the other side. So left hand comes underneath your armpit, right arm goes out to a T. Left foot's gonna go up and over. And we're gonna use our left hand planted on the ground here to kind of moderate the amount of the chest opener. And there should definitely be no chest pain. So if there's any sort of pain or anything like that, just back off. And in general, there shouldn't be any pain while we're moving through here. Definitely a little bit of a discomfort, but pain is different. Go ahead and reset. We're gonna get a little active here with our scorpion. So both arms are gonna go up to a T. I'm just gonna do a quick demo. And then just, if it feels okay and if you're all good getting your toes to the ground, we're just gonna alternate with our scorpion and just tap toes over to the ground. If it feels too much on your low back, you don't need to tap, just get as much motion as feels okay. So go ahead and get started. Reaching across your body. Just getting a little movement for our low back. You might feel a couple pops. I just got like 3 in a row, which was lovely. A little active scorpion. 3, 2, 1. Bring it on down. Let's see. Alrighty, go ahead and come back to all fours. Get to a little thoracic rotation. We're kind of nearing the tail end right here. Left palm's gonna stay planted. Take your right hand, it's on your neck. And we're gonna do some thoracic rotation. So the thoracic part of your spine is the middle of it. That's where we're trying to move through. So try to keep your hips still. It might feel like you can't open up as much, which is okay. So keep those hips still, trying to rotate through the middle of your back. So just trying to reach that elbow towards the ceiling and then towards his left hand, as you're rotating down. Just start making your way through right here. Hips are staying still. Really trying to open up through our mid back. 3, 2, 1. Plant your right hand, left hand on your neck. Go ahead and take a moment to reset and then get started working through our left side. Hips are staying nice and still. Chin our elbow towards our palm and then towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and bring it on down. All right, y'all. Finishing it up, let's go ahead and come to our back. Bring your heels close to your booty. Left foot's gonna stay on the ground. We're gonna go right ankle on your left knee. We're gonna do what are called pullovers. So your hands can be wherever you want. They can be just planted on the ground. They can be at to a T, wherever. I just kind of have them by my side right here. And you're gonna focus on using this right foot to pull your left knee down to the ground. So go ahead and get going on your own. Just some active movement right here as well. Kind of using this heel to pull your knee closer to the right side. And once again, just try to get some movement through the low back. 3, 2, 1, reset. Go ahead and come back. Interlace your palms, wrap them around the back side of your left thigh, if that feels okay. So a little laying figure 4 here. Feet are active, so toes are up. We're actively reaching your right knee away from your face and actively pulling your left side in. So really opening up to the hips here. Breathe in. Figure 4, great stretch. We're on our backs obviously right now, but you can do this seated. So if you spend a lot of time at a desk, a little stretch to throw in for your hips. Don't slingshot, slowly release. Left foot comes down to the ground, right foot planted, and then we'll do left ankle over our right knee. We'll start off with those pullovers again. So we're gonna come down to the left side here. So we're gonna use our left kind of heel foot to pull this right knee down to the left side. Movement through our low back here. 3, 2, 1. Come still and release your palms, wrapping around your right thigh. Feet are active, so toes are up. Pulling our right thigh into our face, but actively reaching our left hip open. So really feeling that contrast, really forcing that left knee open. Three, 2, 1. Don't slingshot, slowly release. Both feet are gonna come down to the ground. All right, y'all. Feels okay. You're gonna grab the outside of your feet for a little happy baby pose. Spine is planted on the ground right here. And you can kind of play around with where your feet are. Maybe you're pulling in a little bit, kind of whatever your hips need. This little happy baby. Alrighty, go ahead and release. Wrap yourself in a tight little ball right here. I want you to squeeze every single muscle you have in your body. So your face is squeezed, you're pulling yourself in, your arms are squeezed, your legs are squeezed, your stomach is squeezed, feet and toes are squeezed. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Expand, let it all go. Little mini Shavasana here, wherever you lie. Is all good. Nice. Taking a note of how different your body feels now versus when we started. Only a little bit of movement. If you guys want to stay laying in Shavasana, just chill. Just chill, that's all good. If you want to come up and join me in a comfortable seated position, that's where I'll be. Per usual, guys, and especially now more than ever, namaste. The divine in me honors and sees the divine in all of you. I do have a quote for you guys today, per usual. it's pretty timely. Hate begets hate, violence begets violence, toughness begets a greater toughness. We must meet the forces of hate with love. MLK. Alrighty, guys, be good neighbors. I'll see you on here Friday. Yeah, keep killing it. Oh, remember about the Orange Theory thing? We're all counting down 10 a.m., 8 minutes, 46 seconds running for distance. Post it on your social media, all that kind of good stuff. Cool. I'll see you guys soon.